Wow, I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm going live. I don't know why I should be nervous about this. I mean, I was on the radio for 10 years. I used to have a daily television program. But here I am, I'm live. And one of my inspirations was a guy here locally named Jeffrey Gitomer. Gitomer wrote that book called The Little Red Sales Book, something like that. He lives here in Charlotte, and I just popped on today and noticed that he was live. I said, let me see what Gitomer's doing. I've never met the man, but I'd love to. So I participated, and of course we go live. The local church that we're involved with, they're live on Sunday, so we do that at 9:30 among people all over the world. So that's exciting for us. But I've never done it. Why have I never done it? Get scared. Never done it. But I didn't post a video today. And by the way, if you're here, I'd be encouraged. I can see the chat. If you want to say something to me, it'd be great. But I didn't go live today I didn't post a video yet today. I have one, and I'm going to queue it up for 6 p.m. tonight, and here's why. Some of the software that I listen to says, hey, 6 p.m. is a really great time, to publish. But hey, I'm the type of guy, having been the morning guy at, a radio station back in Indianapolis, get up at 4 in the morning, go in there at 5, go on the air at 6. I'm used to that whole morning drive thing. So now where my lifestyle is now is I get up, spend time with my wife, coffee, spend time with the Lord, enjoy life, and work on my video. And usually I'm posting, between, before 8 o'clock. And if I do a second post, I'm doing basically one a day these days. If I do a second post, 6 o'clock. What I'm going to do today, just kind of as an experiment, I'm going to go ahead and post live, not live, but post that video that I would have done this morning. Got a little complicated this morning, didn't quite get it in by 8. And then go ahead, just post that one at 6 p.m. tonight. So if you're a subscriber, look for it. If you're not, hopefully you'll click subscribe, like, share, blah, blah, blah. But I do appreciate my community of future Charlotteans that are out there. I just want to tell you about something new that's in my hopper right now. Of course, there are a lot of new things. One new thing is I just put Chris Nordyke into my description below. If you want to meet Chris on any of my videos, from yesterday on, I've got Chris Nordyke in there. Chris was the first guy that I was asking to help me with the abundance of leads that were coming my way. And Chris is an excellent agent. And yet when I started to build a team, the funny backstory is that Chris was at a closing with another agent. Chris had the buyer, this other agent had the listing, and the other agent said, and that was Rodney Jones, said, hey, how did you end up being here? How did you get this lead? Or maybe Chris had the seller, I can't remember, and Rodney had the buyer. And Chris said, well, Roger Holloway is the guy. So Rodney and I had a casual contact relationship, friendship, but nothing intense. And he reached out and said, hey, it looks like you might need some help over there. And that was when Rodney, and then the leads picked up, and then Denise showed up a year or so later, and then Donnie Morrison a year or so later. I went ahead and put Chris into the mix. I always felt like he was plenty busy and didn't really need it, but he's a good friend, and so we relate on that level very well. He's an excellent agent. I got a really good call this week from a kind of an executive type guy. He's a sales manager for a large, well-known brand, and going to be in town tomorrow, actually. And so I usually check and say, let me see who's available at the time when you call me that you're coming in. And so I'm real happy about Chris. It's a good match, I'm sure. Sometimes people call in and, hey, they may want a U.S. veteran. Donnie Morrison's a U.S. veteran, amazing guy. Sometimes people want a woman or a man, maybe if they want a woman, but that's not really the way I stack them up. Rodney was really here first, then Denise, then Donnie, and I'm putting Chris back in the mix. So when I titled this live stream, Got Something New, and what it is basically Chris and I are working on another element of a program that would actually be on in the evening at 6 p.m. So just stay tuned. You're welcome to hit me up on that. Just stay tuned for details. But this live thing is pretty cool. I hate to, sort of commit that I'm going to be on live, every morning at 7, or I'm going to be on live every Saturday morning for an hour. I don't know. Life, having some fun with it right now. Hey, I look like I got some people on. Is that right? I can't see them, but if you throw something in the chat, I'll recognize a lot of your names. Although I've got, 5,700 subscribers. I may not know them all, but if you got a question you want to ask me, feel free to do that in the chat. And I got a thumbs up. That's kind of exciting. My first 5 minutes going live. If you have something that you want to know and you want me to answer it for you, I could pull the MLS up right here, or rogerholloway.com. But again, at our house, Bella just scratched on the door, the little yappy Yorkie. So I think she's in the room now. And if the UPS guy shows up on the step or the Amazon guy, definitely you're going to hear Jack. So that's an interesting dynamic here in the Holloway household. So guys, anyway, again, if you have I think I can see this chat. Maybe I should say something. Hello. I'll just say hello. And I don't know if anybody else is going to say hello, or who you are, where you're from, when you're thinking about moving. That's a couple of pieces of data that I'm always going to need to know is, your budget. In fact, when you call me, that's really a helpful thing to tell me, hey, my name is John Jones and my budget is, I won't spend a dime over, 450,000, for instance. That's a common number in my world, 400, 500, 700. And that helps me to think while we're on the phone processing. And your time frame is good because, the thing about new construction, obviously resale, and all of my team, they're good at resale as well as new construction. But, if you're 2 years out and you want resale, or you're open to resale, we won't know until, 2 months before you want to move what's on the market at that time. And so it's not always easy to predict, but we can start sending you property so you can get a feel. You can get a feel for neighborhoods. And here's something else. Oh, I lost somebody. I was up to 5 and somebody dropped out. That's okay. My ego can handle it. I just picked somebody else up. This is all new to me, guys. I like doing this. I could go on. I could do an hour right now without blinking, but I won't. I won't. And so knowing your budget, knowing your time frame is helpful. And then either me or some of my team members, I call them broker partners, will begin to send you some properties, talk to you on the phone. Here's something else that we do is that now that I am doing all of the videos and posting every day, and because I am answering the phone, that's an important component, really, answering the phone and hearing your story. There's Danielle. Roger, no questions popped in. I saw you were live. Thanks for all you and Rodney do. You've been great through the whole process. We can't wait until we close next month. Hey, yeah. Danielle, thank you so much. Very kind of you. Thank you for popping on. So again, that's a good testimony for Rodney. So that worked out really, really well. Danielle, remind me which neighborhood that you bought in. I want to say Avondale, but I could be wrong. And so depending on your time frame on your purchase, now we'll never push you. Walnut Creek. Oh, that's right. Man, Walnut Creek, what a great plat that is. And so, and you built with Eastwood. Eastwood is a great local brand. They're really a regional brand. They started here in the Carolinas, father and son, I don't know, 40 years ago or so. So we like that real well. And they got some great land position there. And Danielle, isn't it true that I came to meet with you with Jack the real estate dog the first time? Help me if I'm thinking right. I could look you up in my database, but I got to keep my eye on the camera. Hey, this is kind of fun. And so if you call, and you haven't called yet, but I've been ranting a lot lately about the importance to let the builder know who your agent is. And here's another thing. It's important for you to know who your agent is, because at this current time, yes, our Doodle Bentley loves watching your videos. Cool. And so we'll meet for sure. He knows your voice and always jumps on the couch to look for Jack. That is a hoot. Oh, man, that is a hoot. And if I haven't given you a Jack the Real Estate Dog mug yet, when you come in town, depending on which agent, first of all, Jack and I would love to meet you. So we're open for a cup of coffee. We're open for, something late in the afternoon. And if we have some more of those cups. So what do they look like? They look like this. That's Jack's merchandise right there. Isn't that cool? Jack the Real Estate Dog. And that image is literally line drawn from an actual picture that I think Patty took, my wife. So, all right, guys. Hey, this is great. He knows your voice. That's funny. What's funny about that? Jack and I were sitting in a new neighborhood in Wesley Chapel last week, and this couple that had been out with Rodney that morning, literally, I'm there. It's a new plat. I'm just sitting out there. Got some stuff on my mind. Jack's sitting there at my feet, and a couple drove up in a SUV and said, "Are you Roger and Jack?" Now my wife hates hearing that. She goes, but hey, that's my world. I love it. It means that it's working, right? Why does my wife go like that? Because number one, she's so supportive and loves what I'm doing. But she, every morning when we have coffee, she has to hear about Roger Holloway. She says, "Are we done talking about?" Yeah. She is the perfect woman. So I'm kind of rambling here. Is there anything that anybody wants to know or talk about, or because I can look stuff up live on the MLS while we're talking new plats. This is often what I do. And if you didn't kind of pick it up, got 9 people online. Great. Got 1 thumbs up. You know, so what I'm doing now, COVID stopped people from coming in as much back in March and April. I turned 70 in April. And so it kind of stopped things. And so it kind of slowed down because I'd do videos and I'd go out with people, and I'm out with people, buyers all day. Hey, if I could shoot a video there, I'd do it. But it was it was intense lifestyle the last 7 years. I love it. But since my wife has retired and I've got some great agents, right? So I don't really have to go out with buyers all day. I can focus on the video shoots, which is something I really enjoy, hanging out with my dog, shooting videos. Here's somebody say, "You don't look a day older than 60. Thank you. I appreciate that. And it pays to live right, correct? So I think she meant 50, but she said 60. Anyway, thank you. And so going out and shooting videos is really helpful to people across the country, seeing new plats. And so tonight's video at 6 will be a drop. And basically that's from a new neighborhood. I would like to tell you that story, but just again, to tell you this story that I'm on is that being able to go out and shoot videos every day, I think helps people from around the country. And if you have a request for something that you want to see a video of, hey, I noticed this house in this neighborhood, then ask me to go shoot it for you, because that's how I support you in your process. And then Rodney, Denise, Donnie, Chris, and even Marlon Rodriguez, he's bilingual, very good. That's how that I support them in the sales process as well. I do hope that I get to meet you, whoever you are and whenever you come. So it's all good. So the story I was going to tell you about the one tonight. So there's a new neighborhood called Castleford Reserve. And I posted a video a day or two, I think yesterday morning, about showing it to you on the map, showing you about the Riverton plan. And so my parents are in Italy. I remember that. They're moving here in about a year. They use your videos to find areas that they like. It's so helpful. Well, again, Danielle, I remember you telling me that. And so tell them that if there's something else that you want me to go shoot for them, that's great. Alonzo, man, now you guys just bought, you've been using, you've been online. You guys have been fabulous. And I know that you just bought a Taylor Morrison. So we are so thrilled. And I know that my guy Rodney was extremely helpful to you. But there's a good example of support. Right about the time they were purchasing, I went out and shot the lot for them. I showed them the lot in reference to the rest of the neighborhood. Then I got on the lot and did a private video for them. And I think he really, and your wife really enjoyed us walking the lot together. Rodney does that. Denise does that. But to be able to do it like that was pretty satisfying for me personally, because I felt like I was helping you in the process. And after several years of looking, which is great, you were able to identify what you wanted. Yes, thank you and the team. He says, and you're very welcome. It's very gratifying, because I hope you hear my heart. I shot a couple of videos, one in the car and one in the back in the pergola the last few days, talking about how the builders are getting kind of weird about not letting us represent you because they think that they were the procuring cause. Reality is, a lot of times I am the procuring cause, meaning I'm the one that introduced you to the neighborhood, to the builder, but yet Lennar is the chief one on that. So if in fact you reach out to Lennar especially, tell them, pick one of those names on my roster, either, ProStead Realty, either Rodney Jones, Denise O'Farrell, Donnie Morrison, or Chris Nordyke, and tell them that that's your agent. Because we don't have a contract, you're not obligated to use this, but it's a placeholder for you. So I've been ranting on this over and over. It's really important, and here's why. Had a real sad story recently that just made me mad. I went out and did a video in my car. I'm mad. And basically talking about, don't make this huge mistake. You ought to just type mistake in my YouTube search bar if you haven't seen that video. It's just really important, because that guy, after he realized that Lennar wouldn't pay us, that he doesn't have anybody to hold his hand along the process. Whereas Alonzo and Danielle just said how helpful we are and have been by using video and having a really great buyer's agent. So I don't know, man. I'm 15 minutes in. I don't know whether to go or more. Hey, let me know whether I should be doing this more often. And if so, what time of day should I do it? Should I do it early in the morning before you start working? Or, I could do a quick little easy 10-minute live in the morning. Let me know. And all that. So guys, the email is roger@rogerholloway.com. The website is rogerholloway.com. And the phone number is 704-345-3400. I really appreciate it. This is fun for me to do my first little live version. I'm encouraged about it. So thank you so much. If I can do anything for you, hit me up, roger@rogerholloway.com. And again, thanks to Jeffrey Gittimer for pushing me out of my comfort zone today. Jeffrey Gittimer is a sales trainer, and he's got a new book coming out called Go Live in December. And that was really fun. And what he encouraged me to do was to write down my goals on a 3x3 and put it on a bathroom mirror. So I got my Sharpie marker out. I got my yellow pads out. And thank you, Jeffrey Gittimer. Guys, again, thank you so much for everything. And I'm going to end the stream now, and I'll see you soon.